Hello everyone, welcome to Madrid Pulse. You got source of latest news, events, and everything happens in heart of Spain. Real Madrid want £100 million for their star player. Rodrygo has not gone unnoticed in Europe. Since arriving at Real Madrid in 2019, he has experienced highs and lows. His talent is evident, but he has not yet managed to establish himself as a regular in the starting 11. But before continue, make sure you have already subscribed for getting more Real Madrid updates. Let's dive in. The 2024-25 season has served as a showcase for Rodrygo. With 23 goal contributions in 50 games, his name is back on the front pages. As the summer approaches, his situation in the Spanish capital is generating interest in England. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool are keeping a close eye on him. The rumors are growing, and the starting price is already on the table. According to a report from Football Insider, 3 Premier League clubs are looking to sign the Brazilian attacker in the next transfer window. Real Madrid have set an initial fee of £100 million to let the player leave. Although they are not closing the door, the minimum they would accept would be £70 million. The report indicates that Los Blancos are willing to negotiate, but will not give the player away. The interested parties will have to think about whether it is worth paying such a high figure for a player who, despite his quality, has not yet finished exploding in Spain. Madrid's intention seemed clear: to cash in on an asset that continues to generate interest. For Los Blancos, letting Rodrygo go could be part of a wider strategy, perhaps linked to other arrivals. From the club's point of view, the decision is not absurd. While the Brazilian has been useful, he has failed to become undisputed. If they can sell him for a figure close to £100 million, they could reinvest that money in more pressing areas. This aligns with Florentino Perez's approach, who knows when to let go of a valuable asset in time. For Arsenal, Rodrygo would represent an injection of imbalance on the wing. The reliance on Bukayo Saka has been a visible problem. Arteta needs real alternatives, not promises. The Brazilian could work, but the price tag invites reflection. Chelsea, for their part, are going through a confusing cycle. Many signings, few certainties. Enzo Maresca needs goals, but can Rodrygo be consistent in this environment? It is unclear. Liverpool, with Arne Slot newly arrived, need to redefine their attack. Rodrygo, as an option, makes sense, but the Reds are not in the habit of paying fortunes without guarantees. From another perspective, one might wonder if Rodrygo deserves that market value. At 24, he has not yet broken through in a team that has given him opportunities. If English clubs decide to take a gamble, they will assume both the potential and the risks. Football is not just about numbers or statistics. It is also about mentality, consistency, and adapting to a different pace of competition. From this perspective, the figure Madrid are asking for seems more a statement of intent than an accurate reflection of their performance. They may be testing the market, hoping that someone will bite. But if there are no offers, the player will remain on the bench of a team that do not always need him. Real Madrid appear increasingly open to the idea of parting ways with goalkeeper Andriy Lunin this summer. According to a report from Ace, the Ukrainian shot-stopper, who was once seen as a possible long-term option between the posts, now finds himself at a crossroads following a notable decline in playing time and continued dominance by Thibaut Courtois. Last season, Lunin enjoyed his most productive campaign in a Real Madrid shirt, featuring in 31 matches, clocking close to 3,000 minutes. However, this season has been an entirely different story. He has played just 13 matches, managing just over 1,200 minutes, a steep drop that mirrors his shrinking role at the club. This change has not surprised anyone. Even Lunin is said to be fully aware that as long as Courtois is healthy, no other goalkeeper will be the first choice at Madrid. Courtois returned from injury, and his undisputed status as the club's #1 has once again limited Lunin to a secondary role, one that may no longer satisfy the 26-year-old. In September, Real Madrid made a strong statement by renewing Lunin's contract until June 2030. The long-term deal secured a solid wage increase for the Ukrainian and ensured that the club would be in a strong position to demand a decent transfer fee should he choose to leave. Now, with his role diminishing, the club's readiness to consider offers shows that both parties may have reached a turning point. Madrid value Lunin and would not let him go cheaply. Reports suggest the club would ask for more than 20 million euros. However, with his salary now significantly higher, not every suitor will be able to match both his wages and Madrid's asking price. Ultimately, the decision lies with Lunin. The club will not force an exit, but is prepared to facilitate one if he expresses the desire to leave and if a suitable offer comes in. If he chooses to stay and challenge Courtois, he will do so with the understanding that regular minutes will be extremely limited. If he opts for a fresh start, Madrid will not stand in his way, provided the price is right. Real Madrid are set for a major restructuring this summer in defense, with Trent Alexander-Arnold already arriving from Liverpool and the signing of Dean Huijsen confirmed from Bournemouth. What is less clear is the exits that could follow the arrivals. Los Blancos also appear to be looking for a left-back, with negotiations advanced for Benfica's Álvaro Carreras, who is their top choice for the position this summer. That would make it 3 signings for their back line, with veteran Lucas Vázquez the only obvious exit coming at the end of his contract. One of the potential casualties is David Alaba. The Austrian veteran, now aged 32, has yet to demonstrate that he can get back to his best after a serious knee injury, which kept him out for a total of 13 months, returning back in January. He is facing an uncertain future under new manager Xabi Alonso. One of the things that might have kept Carlo Ancelotti in the job was the arrival of reinforcements in January. But despite his pleas, Los Blancos decided against any moves. They did look into the signing of Alexander-Arnold early. The prerequisite was that Real Madrid had to save some money elsewhere, and that elsewhere was Alaba. Cadena SR say that Alaba was offered a contract termination with his salary for the rest of the year in January, but it was an offer he rejected. Alaba is thought to be one of the higher earners at the Santiago Bernabeu and has a year left on his deal yet. If Alonso is to use the 3 at the back system he had success with at Bayer Leverkusen, and Alaba can get back to his former level, then he could fit the Basques' plans perfectly. However, he was tested as a left-back in the Champions League against Arsenal, with disappointing results, and has slid down the pecking order in central defense, with Huijsen, Raúl Asensio, Antonio Rudiger, Eder Militao, and even Aurelien Tchouameni perhaps having a head start.